just going to kind of go over just a recap of benefits that you have here as an employee, and then just a new enhancement that we're going to roll out on a voluntary basis that you can participate in. We are going to have one-on-one meetings. They're probably 10 or 15 minutes that we're going to start next Wednesday. We have a sign-up sheet. So even if you're not interested, sign up, come sit down with the guy, and we just need to know that it was made available to you, and you can decline it. And that's more kind of a, just a liability protection for me and for the company that, hey, it was offered, and even though you didn't want it at that time. So, but as Jeff was saying, I'm the benefit consultant, and when there were 5 folks in this company, we had initially set up a benefits package with Guardian to handle the short-term disability, the long-term disability, the life, and the dental. And so over the last 6 months, I've been working with Jeff, looking at different companies that could provide a more enhanced package for you guys. And so from my perspective, I'm carrier neutral. What my job is to go out in the market and find the best product, best price, and the best carrier that I feel most comfortable with and that the company feels most comfortable with, allowing their employees to participate and get access to those products. So just in a recap, some of you probably already know this, but the company provides a life insurance plan. It's a $10,000 benefit. It also has an accidental death and dismemberment, which basically means that it will double if it were an accidental death. And they also provide, they pay 100% of the dental benefit, which effective March 1st will no longer be Guardian, but will be United Concordia. And I'll kind of get into a little bit of the details on the real benefits of that plan. And they also provide the short-term and the long-term disability benefit at no cost to you. So UNUM, it's spelled UNUM. UNUM is a leading provider of insurance benefits around the country. They're a Fortune 500 company, an A-rated carrier. And in the 11 years that I've been doing this, I've had, and my clients have, really had good experience with UNUM. And so that's one of the reasons we narrowed it down and chose UNUM. But for the disability, the way that works, with your current plan, you have a short-term disability which kicks in after 1 week. So if you are sick or injured and cannot come to work, then after that 1 week waiting period, you will receive 60% of your weekly pay, up to, you have a cap of, you'll receive 60% of your weekly pay. And then if that will last all the way for 12 weeks. If you're still sick and injured and cannot come to work, we have a long-term disability plan which will kick in at that point and will pay you up to 60% of your income, and that pays monthly, and that would pay you all the way out to retirement. So that kind of is an income protector that you have that the company is providing with, and UNUM will be taking over that piece of your coverage. Now, we looked out at your dental coverage as well, and I actually have some packets. I'll hand these out to you. But United Concordia they're a dental-only insurance company, and they're one of the largest dental providers in the country. Some unique things that are going to be different about this policy is under all Class 1 service, they class out dental services, Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3. Class 1 is basically you get your cleaning and your x-rays, just like your annual visit. Well, in Class 1, you will not pay any copay for that service. Okay? The only time you would start picking up a copay is when you start getting into more major services like crowns, dentures, and the extractions and things like that. The other good thing about the United Concordia is it's going to cover your children up to age 26, regardless of whether or not they're a student. Because we've had that issue a little bit with Guardian. An employee has a daughter that's in Alabama. Each year they have to fill out a form and send it in. So it's going to cover your children up to age 26. Again, there's a zero copay for the class 1, and I've got, this is the actual dental packet. I guess if you want to go ahead and pass.
Jeff, are we switching over to this? Okay.
Another important thing about this, if you or your spouse is pregnant, they get an extra cleaning, class 1 cleaning. It's kind of a preventive incentive type float program, so they could actually go another time at no cost. And then you have a $1,000 maximum cap for your dental plan. The class 1 services, all these class 1 services that you'll see, do not count against that $1,000 cap. So when you start getting into some of the class 2 and class 3 services, then that's when you would start impacting your annual maximum benefit. Yeah, Guardian actually, you do have a copay, and whatever you use during class 1, class 2, or class 3, it reduces the annual maximum. So you actually have a bigger benefit because most people just go for the annual cleanings and x-rays. So if you went for a cleaning, in February, you still have a $1,000 benefit to utilize throughout the course of the year. The other thing, some people might ask, is my document, you can check, there's a little thing in here that shows where you can look for dentists in your area that are going to be in the network. My experience with United Concordia, they pay a very high dollar to these dentists that are out of network. And a lot of times the dentists don't want to be in network because they get paid more actually from United Concordia. So those that maybe don't have a dentist in the network, my experience has been that very little, if any, more out of pocket for a lot of these services had you been in the network anyway. But that's kind of up to you. Again, this is 100% benefit paid for, and in my experience, not many companies pay 100% of a lot of these benefits that you get here at AAS. So, from any questions on any of that, on any of the company paid benefits on the basic life, short-term, long-term disability, and the dental?
What if you're diabetic?
I'm glad you brought that up. Several of you, because we started this policy, the Guardian policy, when there was only 5 employees, there's not a lot of risk to spread around. So some of you in this room, and maybe some of the sales reps around the country, got excluded from either the life or the short-term or long-term disability because of some pre-existing condition. That's another reason we went to UNUM. Everybody's going to be covered for the life, $10,000, short-term or long-term disability, no questions asked.